Amy, what is our fourth main topic today?
This email comes to us from Keegan McBride. He says, "Hey, John, in an interview with AP Entertainment, the Russo brothers revealed that they think it would be fun to work on an X-Men project, but saying that Kevin Feige has put it aside for a while to introduce new characters and will bring it back when it's ready. Do you think this means we won't be getting an X-Men movie announcement in the near future? What are your thoughts?"
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, man. And yeah, obviously, the number one topic of conversation for everybody surrounding the MCU ever since almost 5 years ago, they announced that Fox was going to be taken over by Disney, has been X-Men. When are X-Men coming? X-Men are coming next week, they said immediately. Again, I know we've talked about this a lot, but again, I'll never forget the deluge of everybody who said, they all deny it now, but at the time, when the first trailer came out about Infinity War, and they saw that there were there's a three-scar thing on Thanos' face, confirmed Wolverine is in Infinity War, and everybody believed it. But every new movie's come out has been coming out as this is where the X-Men are going to pop up. Every movie for the last 5 years has been that. And still really nothing, really. I mean, we got some movement on Deadpool, obviously a lot of movement on Fantastic Four. But up until this point, no mention about X-Men. I mean, it was 2 years ago, guys, that Kevin Feige announced we're doing a Fantastic Four movie. And still no mention of X-Men. So yes, the Russo brothers have said what we all kind of know. Kevin Feige's put on the back burner. We know about 12 more projects coming. None of them are X-Men projects. So it doesn't look like we're getting an X-Men movie anytime soon. Could we hear about an X-Men movie soon? Maybe. We got D23 coming up. We got Comic-Con coming up. I'll tell you what, if we don't get an announcement about X-Men at either of these two things, I don't think we're going to get an X-Men movie till like 2024, 2025. So it could be really off in the distance. Or maybe, just maybe, Kevin Feige is waiting for a particular director or directors to have some freedom in their schedule to bring them in to help him with that. And maybe, just maybe, it might be the Russo brothers. Here's what came up in an interview. This comes to us from the folks over at Comic Book, who wrote the following. When asked if they would be interested in creating a new take on the X-Men, Joe Russo revealed how the X-Men were one of his favorite comics. One of my prized possessions is Incredible Hulk number 181, which is the first appearance of Wolverine. It's an important part of my comic book collection. Wolverine being so central to the X-Men, of course, that would be a fun project to work on to find a new way into it. Joe Russo speculated that the X-Men is a project Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige has put on the back burner to introduce new characters such as Shang-Chi and Eternals. That, of course, comes to us from comic book. But, of course, when Disney was taking over Fox, we've talked about this a lot over the years. Kevin Feige immediately came out and said, I've already got the next 5 years planned out. And nobody believed him. Everybody said, no, they're coming soon. It's like, okay, everybody, but he did say 5 years. It's been that. It's obviously going to be a little bit longer. So, Rob, directors saying they would like to direct a big movie. Not a news flash, right? Not a news flash. But this is the Russo brothers who did Civil War. They did Winter Soldier. They did Infinity War. They did Endgame. They haven't been able to replicate that kind of success since not being with Marvel anymore. Although The Gray Man is coming out, which looks like it could be great. Or elsewhere in the article, they talk about how the fact that they're really busy right now. They got a number, including we got Gray Man coming up. They get a few other projects. Them talking so positive, say, listen, X-Men are incredibly important to us. That would be a really fun thing to do. We have heard them say recently that they are more than open to coming back into the Marvel fold. And I just wonder, are the stars aligning here where Kevin Feige's put them on the back burner for now? The Russos are saying, well, right now we're super busy. Could this theoretically, and I know we're talking in theoreticals, could this theoretically be Kevin Feige's plan that he is setting this up and waiting on X-Men until he can bring the Russo brothers back in to pick this franchise up? Again, listen, there's no direct lines here, but it just, with their enthusiasm towards it, them saying, we're busy right now, and Kevin Feige's putting it off for a little bit. I don't know, could you see a situation here where the Russo brothers come back and actually direct an X-Men film?
Oh, I think they would be the perfect choice. I mean, X-Men are an ensemble group, and I think they proved with Infinity War and Endgame and also Civil War, and even to a certain extent Winter Soldier, that they can do ensemble well. And I think that if you're going to bet on the X-Men, who better than to get is the Russo brothers. But I do think that they're waiting. I think that the X-Men plan, they're on a plan that was set up a long time ago, and they're just waiting to get to the end of the plan to where the X-Men are supposed to be introduced. I don't think they've got there yet. I suspect if Namor is truly in Wakanda forever, as it has been reported, Namor's a mutant. So maybe that will be the entry point. I don't know how I don't know how it's going to work, because the X-Men, are they known, or are the X-Men going to reveal themselves in the Marvel universe within their movie?
Or are they going to come into being?
Are they going to come into being? Like we don't know. I would assume that mutants are going to make themselves, they have been clandestine and not in the public eye. And they've kept, even during Infinity War and Endgame, they kept, nope, we're not going to reveal ourselves. Maybe Namor is going to be the first person to reveal himself as a mutant, reveal Atlantis. Who knows? I don't know. But I think that it's probably a good bet. John, I would go 80% or above that the Russo brothers are going to direct.
Really? That high of a percentage?
Yeah, because why wouldn't you? And again, if you're not going to do, I don't know if they're going to be Avengers Secret Wars. I don't know if they're going to announce. I mean, Kevin Feige did say that it would be revealed soon, the direction of the Marvel Universe when the next Avengers. I think that's Wakanda Forever. I think Wakanda Forever is going to be, I thought it might have been Thor Love and Thunder, but it's not.
No, it's absolutely not. Yeah.
It's Wakanda Forever. Whatever is going to happen in that movie is going to point the way toward, at least I think so. I could be wrong. And by the way, I have no insider knowledge of this. I would just assume, because of just the subject matter of what's going to happen in Wakanda Forever. Because Wakanda has revealed itself to the world. They have embassies. There's no T'Challa. There's the battle for whomever's going to control Wakanda. So there's got to be big doings in this movie that have ramification for the rest of the Marvel Universe. Because Thor Love and Thunder doesn't really. I don't know.
No, Thor Love and Thunder gives no kind of sense of where the overall MCU is.
And neither really did. I mean, Eternals,
Moon Knight didn't.
Yeah, Moon Knight
Eternals didn't really.
Yeah,
unless Eternals. Like, the other thing Kevin Feige said is that they have been dropping hints in the stuff. So it may very well come to be that once we get a picture of where we're going to be going into phase 5, that we'll go look back on things like Eternals or Moon Knight and go, oh, it was right there in front of us the whole time.
Humanity's going to be judged. Arashem, the judge, said, you're going to be, because of what happened. So I can see them setting up Secret Wars like that. But what's going to happen with our characters?
Right. So, Amy, you hear about this. What do you think would be, number one, the likelihood of Russo brothers coming back to direct an X-Men? And would that even be a good fit? Would even that be a good thing to do if they can? What do you think?
I think there's a very high likelihood. I absolutely agree that why wouldn't you bring them on a project like that? I personally think an announcement's coming sooner rather than later.
Do you think as early as D23 or Comic-Con?
I think very possibly, because think about it. You have this suddenly coming out in the press. You have the Taron Egerton Wolverine talks suddenly dropping in the press. You have Professor X suddenly kind of coming into this, universe a little bit.
Rob mentioned Namor.
Exactly. So I think we're suddenly seeing a lot of like puzzle pieces both in universe and in the press that I think we're starting to ease into something coming down the line pretty quickly here. I think they would be a good fit. I think that's a great point that they can juggle a big ensemble cast. I don't know why you wouldn't do it if they're being this public about their interest in a project like that.
Now, I know some people, whenever I bring up the fact that the Russos haven't been able to replicate that success outside of Marvel, I always get some people immediately fire into me and say, but John, the Russos were the producers on Everything Everywhere All at Once. You have to understand the Russos didn't actually do anything on that movie. They literally got given the project and then handed it off to another producer to go and do. So they did, while their name is attached to it for sure, the Russos didn't actually have anything to do with that movie. But still, they're Joe and Anthony Russo. I love these guys. The idea of them doing an X-Men is kind of tantalizing. What do you guys think about this? Do you think they're dropping hits, that they're trying to align everything, that Kevin Feige and them are trying to set everything up that they can come in and do X-Men when they're ready to do it? Do you think maybe it's coming sooner rather than later? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. Now, guys, I love Manscaped. You've heard me go on and on about the Lawnmower 4.0 and that body wash, I love it so much. And so we gotta ask, guys, have you started your spring cleaning yet? The carpets need cleaning, the drapes need dusting, and your lawn needs mowing, gentlemen. And you guys know Manscaped is more than just one product. They have a whole lineup of products to help you guys feeling, smelling, and looking your best. And so Manscaped is proud to present to you the Performance Package 4.0, which is the only tool that you need to keep your boys looking, smelling, and feeling good this spring. Now, to start off with, you get the Lawnmower 4.0. Guys, we have talked about this. What is wrong with us? Why have we for so long been using these terrible tools that were never meant for cutting our hair down there? The razor clipper things on our electric razors. That's barbaric, guys. You need the Lawnmower 4.0. And then there's the Weed Whacker. You guys have heard our own Ray Ora talk about this thing. He loves using it to get that hair in your nose and the ear hair. And then they offer lots of other stuff like the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. The Crop Reviver. It's a spray-on toner for your balls. And of course, they've got the perfect grooming tool for your face with the Plow 2.0, the perfect razor for the finest shave on that face. So guys, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code CAMPEA. That's CAMPEA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code CAMPEA at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life.